Welcome to the Fifth Dimension with Maverick. I am your friendly neighborhood Maverick, the Sir Lancelot of the internet, because I am the undefeated champion, and I will take your queen. So here we go. Let's explore the space behind your face. So I want to talk about this political awareness scale. I didn't necessarily come up with this, but if you spend enough time talking about politics and debating this, you'll find this scale to be true. I'm not going to shout out the guy who came up with this scale. I did some tweaking to it because he was viciously demonetized and derailed and basically shunned off of the internet. I'll say his name maybe in the chats, but I'm not going to say his name on a video just because. He's not necessarily toxic, I don't think. I just think it was his time to go. And he did it on purpose. So anyway, the political awareness scale. Level 1 of the political awareness scale is people who are apolitical. They don't care about politics. They don't vote. They don't give a shit about really anything. They don't care. They don't pay attention. They might see the news. And you can tell these people because they'll say just like really just dumb stuff, for lack of a better term. So that's the beginning. And we all start there, by the way. Everybody starts there. Everybody's a level 1 at some point. And so level 2 is people that they pay attention to the news, but they only pay attention to their particular side. And they think that their side is the only one that's telling the truth. And they think that the other side is all bullshit and narratives or whatever. And I know people that are really smart that think this way. Either side. Some people are Fox News people. Some people are MSNBC people. And they don't believe each other at all. That's level 2. Level 3 is people... This is when you just kind of start to wake up a little bit. There's people who do pay attention to the news. They watch both sides of the news. They probably get into a little bit. These are probably people who will listen to, David Pakman, but they've also paid attention to Alex Jones at some point, or somebody like that. Red Ice or whatever it is. Fox News. These are the people who aren't afraid. If they're MSNBC watchers, they're not afraid to go and watch Gutfeld. And so they start to see, but they also, at this level, they still believe that the other side is lying. It's all narrative. They haven't quite figured the whole thing out yet, which gets us to level 4. They'll start to become aware that, all the news is fake. People on both sides are full of baloney, and a lot of it is narrative because it's out of context. There's stuff leveled out. And so, that's how you get all these hoaxes on either side. There's all the Trump hoaxes, and then there's all the Koch brothers hoaxes on the other side, and, hoaxes of patriarchy and the white man and all of this rage stuff. So, it's like the, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Gelman amnesia effect. So the Gelman amnesia effect, in short, was a guy who was an expert in his particular field, and every time he would read the news that was in his field, he'd go, this is bullshit, but I believe all the other news, until one day he was like, wait a minute, how come every time I read something I'm an expert in, I can tell it's bullshit, but this other stuff I believe? So then you start to understand, it's all bullshit. So that gets us to level 5. That's when you start to understand that, the experts, the Faucis of the world, expert climate scientists, on either side of the spectrum, they're all full of shit. And so you go, wait a minute, we can't trust these people because there's money behind all of this stuff. And so when we're dealing with massive piles of money and power and influence and all of this stuff and fame, and people are corruptible. And so are the experts. So that gets you to level 5. Level 6, this is where people really start to get red-pilled, is you start to see how the machine works. Because now the experts can't be trusted, but you also know that the money and the politicians are all involved. across the globe. There's, and it's not just left or right wing. The money's going, both sides have lots of money. There's Koch brothers, and then there's, the George Soroses of the world. So you start to see how the machine works, and you go, oh, it's not even like the uniparty argument. It's just you see how this stuff starts to work. And the influence, oh, well, now we're in big trouble because these people have all the money and the power. Then you get to level 7, which is the last level, and there is no way to go up past level 7. And I call level 7 the Marilyn Monroe / Epstein level, because this is where you have been involved. You're close to these people in the government. You haven't, pillow talk, all of that kind of stuff. You know too much, and now they gotta get you off the planet. And so that's exactly what happens when you know too much and you've seen the machine. You've been behind the curtain. You know who the names are. You've watched them do it. You've heard the conversations. You don't necessarily want to get to know number 7, because you ain't gonna be here for long if you do that. So you have to understand these levels of political awareness are important when you're having conversations with people, because if you could tell somebody is a level below you, or maybe they're a level 2, it's like a fish trying to teach a tiger how to yodel. You're not anywhere on the same planet of awareness. You're barely speaking the same language. It's just really difficult. And it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with those people or that they're stupid. They're just not there yet. They're uninformed. They haven't figured it out. They haven't even bothered to look further behind the curtain, if they've looked at all. So there's that stuff. The political awareness skill. Use it, pass it around. Keep this in the back of your mind when you're talking to people, and you'll start to see, oh, that's what's going on. Somebody's on a different level than me. Okay, well, anyway, I'm your friendly neighborhood maverick. Y'all be good to each other. Peace.